Everyday activities, driving, and all of that was really starting to be affected.
With your permission, I just wanna spend a little time with you.
So last time I checked in with you guys was back in November. Are we about to be those type of friends? And we actually have a lot of catching up to do. So I was actually diagnosed with keratoconus back when I was 22, 23. It has basically progressed to a point where contacts, regular glasses are no longer working for your girl, right? And a little bit of backstory about that. When I was 21, I had a car accident which resulted in a fractured ankle and a dislocated foot. I had surgery that night, and then probably about a month and a half later, I had another surgery, and I spent about a year and a half rehabbing and learning how to walk again. In the meantime, I started having vision problems, and I also started having headaches and dizziness. So I kind of started replaying the moments of when I had my car accident, and I was trying to figure out if maybe I had had a head injury that maybe they missed or something. After rehabbing and getting released from that situation, I kind of started going through the motions of going to all of my doctors to try to figure out what was going on. Next up, I go to see the endocrinologist, and they do blood work, and they also send me to have an MRI of the head. So once I got the blood work back, my prolactin levels were high, and if you are familiar with prolactin, has to do with your pituitary gland. And usually when your prolactin levels are high, something's going on with your pituitary gland. So MRI confirmed that I had a small tumor on my pituitary gland. I had read that the pituitary tumor, it sits close to an optic nerve, and if it presses up against the optic nerve, it could cause vision problems. So I'm like, well, maybe my tumor is the cause of my vision problems, right? My endocrinologist was like, no, I don't think that that's the issue. It's really not big enough to do that type of damage. The endocrinologist starts me out on a medicine that I was taking twice a week that basically corrected the situation and was supposed to shrink the tumor, prevent me from having any other problems. So basically, endocrinologist check. Still haven't figured out why I'm dizzy, why I'm having headaches, and why I'm having vision problems. So next up, I'm basically like, well, let's just go and get a eye exam and try to see where we can go from there, because at this point, girl, I can't see. I go to get my eyes checked, and they aren't able to get a proper reading or a proper prescription for regular glasses or regular contacts. So then I was referred to a specialist, an ophthalmologist, for possible keratoconus. And at this point, I had no clue what it was. But keratoconus is basically a thinning and bulging of the cornea, and it basically causes blurred vision, distorted vision, like an astigmatism, something related to that, right? So they thought it was a good idea to start me out on a specialty contact called an RGP, or better known as a rigid gas permeable contact. So I basically went through the fitting and sizing of that, and I did several of those fittings. From then up until now, I had a total of about 5 or 6 pair of those contacts. Each time I got a new set, it seemed like the prescription wasn't quite right. Like every time I got a new pair, my vision still seemed to be blurred. I mean, it was better. I was seeing better than I had ever seen before, but something was still not really there. I had done a little research on my own. I had learned about the piggyback method. I had learned about cross-linking. I knew about the RGPs, different options that they could have given me at the time, but the only thing they were kind of set on were the RGPs. So over the years, I dealt with the RGPs. Like I said, my vision was still not the best, but I was seeing better than I had ever seen before. So from then up until about 2020, I noticed another change in my vision. And it was getting to a point to where everyday activities, driving, and all of that was really starting to be affected. So I'm like, okay, maybe I need to go back and have another appointment. I had already had 5, 6 pair of contacts. I was thinking that I had bad vision insurance, but what really was supposed to be happening is they were supposed to be filing to my medical insurance, because keratoconus is a medical condition. So it's not filed under vision. The place that I was going at the time, either they didn't know or they were getting over it, I don't know. Basically, I ended up paying out of pocket every time I went to this place. So fast forward to November 2024, I think that's when I started vlogging. I was driving, trying to get acquainted with y'all and trying to get the hang of vlogging and stuff, but like my vision that day was just so blurred and out of control that now's not the moment to do this. About a week or 2 later, I scheduled an appointment with another eye doctor, and we basically did the same thing that I did with the first eye doctor. They weren't able to get a proper reading. I was having major eye sensitivity. I couldn't sit in the sun. I couldn't sit in natural light. I couldn't sit in artificial light. Like, it felt better for my eyes to be closed or for me to look down. That's when my eyes felt the most comfortable. I mean, they were really inflamed, irritated. They sent me home with a steroid drop and an antibiotic drop just in case any type of infection or anything like that was going on. I did that for about a month. They just wanted to give my eyes time to rest and see if they could get a proper prescription reading to move forward. My eye sensitivity never really got better. All of this is happening, it's probably around January, February. I had reached a time where my medical leave, all of that was coming to an end. I still could not see. I took the time off to go to that doctor and try to get things squared away so that I can return back to regular work, lifestyle type of situation. My eyes were still very irritated. I remember coming to Houston and just kind of kicking it with my dad for a couple of days, which is where I'm at now. He ended up finding some drops in his closet that he had, and it reminded me of an eye doctor that he went to. We called to see if I could get an appointment just, in the near future. They ended up having an appointment for me the next day. My dad basically asked about how much it would be for my first visit, as well as how insurance and all of that worked, because there was a possibility that we were going to be paying out of pocket because of what I had previously gone through with the first eye doctors. And that's when the receptionist at the facility, she was like, oh no, this will be filed to your medical insurance. The whole time I was seeing these doctors, they're trying to file to my vision insurance, as they were supposed to be filing to my medical insurance, but it caused me to have to pay out of pocket for the last 10 years. So I remember kind of being upset. I actually cried in the doctor's office, I'm not gonna lie. We were there, so might as well see. My expectations were very low when I saw her, because the first 2 times I had got the runaround. She wanted a synopsis of everything that had gone on, when I was diagnosed, who did I go see, and kind of what they had been doing up until this point that I'm seeing her. So I kind of gave her the backstory, just like I'm giving y'all. And she was like, who are these doctors? Pull them up for me. So my dad pulls out his phone. He pulls up the 2 doctors that I had seen in the past. And she was like, no, their title is for regular prescription and regular contact lenses. When it comes to your condition and your eyes, you need to be seeing ophthalmology. So I'm like, so that's what's been going on all these years. So she tells me not to worry about it, she can fix it, and she refers me to Baylor. She also gives me another round of steroid drops, and then she also gives me something for eye pressure. She also prescribed me something for itch and allergy type relief. I think it's called Pataday. I showed you guys all the drops that I do when I did my morning routine. I've been doing that for the last 30 days, and I had a follow-up appointment with her on Monday. I should have took you guys with me, but I forgot. She said everything looks good. As far as my eye sensitivity, everything is a whole lot better. Like when I'm out in the sun, I still have to wear shades. When I'm moving around in the house, like right now I have this big light in my face and I feel comfortable. My eyes feel good, and I'm kind of still operating off of one of my old RGPs just to simply function. So you guys saw me put that in earlier. I've been doing that. My appointment with the Baylor is in a couple of weeks. So that's the reason I'm back in Houston. That's kind of what's going on. And I kind of wanted to start documenting just to see where this is going to go from here. Right now, this appointment with Baylor is going to be a consultation, so I don't know if I'm going to be cross-linking. I don't know if I'm going to be sent for the cornea transplant. I don't know if I'm going to get scleral lenses. I'm not really sure which route they're going to take at that point, so that's why we're here. So yeah, it's about 2:15, and I've really just kind of been chilling, hanging around the house. My parents are at work. I'm in Houston for the week. Can't drive or anything like that, so this might as well be the time that I be creative or whatever, just dig deep into hobbies and get acquainted and get comfortable with being home, because that's my reality right now. It's definitely an adjustment. It's definitely quiet. It's an experience, I will tell y'all that, but I'm excited about how things are moving. Things have moved quick with this latest doctor. The first 2, I don't know what they were doing, but this doctor, she's really, really good. She's on top of her stuff. hopefully I can help. Hopefully I can bring some awareness to keratoconus, cornea disease. If you guys have any questions, let's get down in the comments. Did you have the eye transplant? Did you get the scleral lenses? Did you get the RGPs? Where are you with your journey? And hopefully this video is in focus because, yeah.